Good day, everyone. I am Kim Andregoan, and I will discuss to you the cost of sexism and gender discrimination. These are hardly a thing of the past. Only a century ago, most women could not attend college, had no legal right to either property or their children, could not initiate a divorce, and were forbidden to smoke or drink. Because these inequities no longer exist and laws now protect the rights of women, many people believe that men and women today treated equally in society. However, because of the society's deep-rooted assumptions about how men and women should think, look, and behave, there are still discriminatory behavior based on gender alone in some situations. Sexism is the belief that males are superiors to females. Often it occurs in personal situations of marriage and family life where the husband or father rules the roost, marginalizing the rights of the women. So the cost of existing sexism, and gender discrimination does not only lingers to personal situation. It also occurs in the workplace when women hold lower status jobs, work for men, and receive lower wages than men for the same work. So there are two types of gender discrimination. First one is gender discrimination on workplace. The first of this involves making decisions that confer an employment benefit solely based on an employee's gender or sex. Some examples of this type of behaviors are refusing to hire a woman, giving a woman a promotion over a man solely because of his gender, or paying women less money than men do the same job. Women continue to be overrepresented in the traditional female occupation, although we are seeing more women entering jobs traditionally held by males. Even though more young women are finishing high school and college than their male peers, they are still not making inroads into many traditional male jobs. The jobs in which women predominate are accompanied by neither high prestige nor high income. Although the underlying discrimination are present in both men and women, women are most likely suppressed than men because of patriarchy. People in professional positions such as teachers and nurses do not compete in income or prestige with architects and engineers. Women continue to be overrepresented as clerical and service workers and underrepresented as managers and skilled workers. In the article of Dina Gerderman, she states that a new research identifies one significant factor of why women might be shying away from certain professions is that they lack confidence in their ability to compete in the fields that men are stereotypically believed to perform more strongly in, such as science, math, and technology. Sexism affects women's career and kills self-confidence. Researchers believe gender stereotypes hold women back in the workplace. In 2015, however, Zora Thomas was selected as the first National Football League full-time official. Thomas earned her reputation and her way into coveted position through over 20 years of officiating high school and college football games. Some consider getting that job even more difficult than becoming a player in the NFL. NFL officials must pass rigorous physical and psychological examinations and master what is considered the most difficult rulebook in all of major sports. Thomas became the first woman named to such a position in the 19-plus years of the league. This is a major event that empowers women and abolishes stereotypes to women in an occupation standardized to men. Although women have made clear they have the ability to perform with same skill and success in every endeavor engaged in by men, the issue of sex discrimination still holds back. This is evident on the disparities in income both women and men earn in same amount of job. Historically, men in U.S. society have usually been expected to work. In the past years, many women remain in their homes as the primary care providers for their children and homemakers. But in more recent years, the higher educational levels of women, the high cost of living, and other factors have seen higher percentage of women in the workforce. Before, only 16.7% of all married women worked outside the home in 1940, but by 2012, 59.4% of women were employed. Most of the literature, including speeches by President Obama, suggests that in 2013, women who work full-time in the United States make 78% of the income men are paid. This implies that women must work 60 additional days a year or 3 months to equal the earnings of men. However, Patton in 2014 estimates that based on hourly earnings and including both full-time and part-time workers, the pay differential is in reality closer to 84% in favor of men. The wage gap has narrowed over the years as it was 36% in 1980, but it persists. Although wage gaps between men and women has narrowed and became 84% in 2021 and compared from 78% in 2014, there is still significant disparity. Women earn less as much as their male counterparts. Pew offers some explanation for the gap. Women are more likely to take career interruption, including time off to take care of family issues such as children. Women indicate that they have taken significant time off from work or reduced their work hours to provide for their children's needs or other family matters. Even though more women have entered traditionally high-paying, male-dominated profession and managerial position, as a group, they still tend to work in lower-paying occupations. In a UN report in 2018, it says that women are in every country in the world for equal amount work still earns much less than a man. It is possible that the pay differential may also be related to discrimination, as more women report discrimination than do men. The American Association of University Women found that 1 year after college graduation, women were making 82% of their similarly educated and experienced male counterparts. In an earlier report, AAUW had found that 10 years after graduation, the gap widened. The women were making 69% of what the men were paid. So the second type of unlawful gender discrimination is sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination that has long existed in the workplace where women have been the recipients of unwanted and unwelcome sexual behavior. Sometimes the perpetrator is in a position of power over the women and uses that power to secure favors or to make sexual advances. In other cases, it is a co-worker who makes unwanted advances. The most common type of sexual harassment is hostile work environment discrimination. This occurs when a co-worker's or supervisor's behavior creates a hostile, intimidating, or offensive environment at work. Behavior that interferes with a person's ability to do his or her job may also create a hostile work environment. There are plenty of examples of conduct that could create a hostile work environment, including unlawful or inappropriate touching, unwelcome sexual advances, sexually charged comments or joke, blocking, trapping, or otherwise intimidating movements, and non-sexual but inappropriate comments about gender. So there is another form of sexual harassment called quid pro quo harassment. Employers can commit quid pro quo harassment if they offer some employment benefit in exchange for sexual favor or other sexual behavior. Offering a person a job on the condition that he or she sleeps with a person is a classic example of this type of discrimination. However, we must keep in mind that men can be victims of sexual harassment too. And sexual harassment is not limited to parties of the opposite sex. Men can sexually harass men, and women may harass women. That's all for my part. Now let's hear from Mr. Jayron Lahera as he will discuss the bridging gender equality to the classroom and beyond. Thank you so much.